I think what we're talking with Cristiano Ronaldo is a unique case. The way that he experiences the sport is in a level that I've never seen before. Hi, I'm Roberto Martinez. You've been sending in the questions, so I'm going to answer them. My proudest moment as a manager is a very difficult one to choose, because when you're involved in every year, every season is a different project, and you feel that achieving the objective of that season gives you a very proud moment. But obviously, international football, nothing gets any bigger than playing against Brazil at every level. Knockout game against Brazil, Penta champions, is a psychological barrier that you need to be able to overcome, and then to be able to win in a game of that stature is always a feeling that is difficult to describe, and is a feeling that is difficult to achieve in any other game. And probably that's one of the moments that they stick out, that just silence after winning a game like that. I think it gives you a sense of satisfaction, all the good work that everyone has done towards achieving a performance like that. And then at club level, I think you're looking at just probably those moments that not many people see in the outside, but you can find a consistency. I think it was the season 2011-2012 that we managed, the last 9 games of the season, we managed to win 7 games and drawn 2, so unbeaten in 9, which we were the best team in the Premier League for a team that was trying to fight to avoid relegation. I think that level of consistency that we got is something that as a manager, as it is, gives you a special feeling of satisfaction. I think obviously when you see a player that is played 50 games for the national team, that is a very good career. When you see a player reaching 100 games for your national team, is almost an iconic figure. You can remember the players that they had over 100 games. I think what we're talking with Cristiano Ronaldo is a unique case, a player that he could reach at 200 games for the national team. I think that just takes a completely different way of how to live the profession, how to be an incredible, intense individual that he just wants to become better, and the way that he experiences the sport is in a level that I've never seen before. So I think is probably the figures. Sometimes you give a subjective aspect of any player that you've worked with. I think this one should be the other way around. You need to look at the figures and what is achieved, and then just look back and how he's done that and the approach that he has to the profession. I think looking at a career of 15, 16 years management, I would say that to consider the most underrated player that I've ever managed, it would be a player that he was at Swansea City, just because we managed to sign him from a Spanish club. At that time, he was a young player that he was trying to find a way, and somehow he never got into the big academies in Catalan football, and that was Rangel. And he arrived into Swansea City in League One, and from there he was a player that he grew, and he ended up having a fantastic career in the Premier League with Swansea City. But I would say that nobody could, in a way, see that potential happening, because the arrival of Rangel was quite unique. But for a player that it cost at that time £10,000, as it was, to be able to manage the career that he had, is clearly a great example to see that players can adapt to certain styles of football, bring a very, very different way of playing their positions, and that's what Rangel did. One of the best, without a doubt. I think there are key moments and there are key games that everyone remembers. Going to the Bernabeu this season in the Champions League, Real Madrid were the team to beat. Real Madrid were the team that they've achieved something that nobody else has in this competition. So I think what Manchester City has done in beating a team like Real Madrid in the manner that they did, and then beating a team like BeIN de Munich in the manner that they did, and then just almost getting better season by season. Manchester City has been probably the most consistent football club in European football in the last 6 years, and that goes down to that relentless feeling of every player wanting to become better, wanting to become a part of the team. And I think from the outside, it's exemplary to have a team sport, a group of people that they've got those incredible high standards. And clearly, Bernardo and Ruben will become different players after the experience of this season. I think they are the biggest achievements in football are difficult to compare. You can compare with other teams that you are fighting to get that achievement, but I think when you look at one team or one dressing room to another dressing room trying to achieve an objective, it's very, very difficult to compare. I think it's more of a subjective aspect. It's more just giving it your own vision. Winning the FA Cup is something unique. It transforms the football club. There is a before and after. It's one of those moments that it really changes the history of a football club. So obviously that is unique in itself. You wouldn't compare it with any other, but I think that's the similarity of winning a bronze medal with Belgium. There is a before and after. It makes that generation to be the best generation ever in the World Cup history of a nation, and I think that's where you can compare them. There are achievements that they are unique in its own way, that they've never been achieved before, and they give you a before and after in the history of the institutions.